18 to 9 on your easy morning wake up on the breeze. And if you want to eat, I can guarantee that one person you probably want to talk to around these parts is Rob Brown. I welcome him in because Rob is our kitchen guru here at Foster House. He's like our My Kitchen Rules king, really, aren't you?
Yeah, something like that, I think, yeah.
Yeah. He's the guy who actually, when we have a birthday here in Foster House, he makes the cakes because we know he's the best person for the job. Have you always been good in the kitchen, Rob?
My mother was, and she always tried to insist that I learnt, and I never wanted to really learn. And then I just started doing it one day, I don't know. So it must be my genes, don't know.
And then recently, Rob did something that I've often wondered about, and that could be the beginning.
Which one of those things
I was
is
going to
it?
say that could be the beginning to so many stories. But what he did was he went paleo.
Yes.
Now, I'm still trying to get my head around the paleo diet thing. What is it basically?
So paleo is really eating, it's sort of like the raw foods diet, except for you are allowed to cook as well. So it's anything unprocessed, no grains or wheat or rice or anything like that. Also no dairy. So it's a lot of coconut and almond and stuff like that. And yeah, just good meat, lean meat and things like that.
So no, but no wheat?
No wheat. Wheat's out.
Right, well, this is where I get confused, because what happens is I get sent a new book out, which you will have the chance to win a copy of in the very near future, called Paleo Bread. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, bread, vital ingredient, wheat.
Absolutely.
So there's a whole book of recipes, and I thought, what am I going to do? I'm going to send Rob, because I know he's the paleo king as well as the kitchen guru king, off with the book and give it a go.
Absolutely. And I did. I did a couple of recipes from it. In fact, the easy paleo bread, because I thought I'd go with the easiest one in there, and banana coconut cardamom bread. I would like to start by saying that paleo bread is not like normal bread, not like bread as you'd know it. It doesn't really rise. You don't have the same ingredients to rise.
So is it more like a loaf? More
of a loaf. It tends to be a little bit flatter. Like you tend to get little kind of half sandwiches if you're making a little tuna sandwich. It's just little. Don't expect a massive, big sort of ploughman thing. You know, it's
like a half a crusket size.
Yeah, it's pretty small, but it can still be quite satisfying. When you want that bready texture, you can still get that dense bready texture. With a lot of the recipes involve eggs and things like that, so you know they get a bit of volume out of that. But there's no rising agent, so generally they don't use yeast. A couple of the recipes do. It's a bit controversial in the paleo world. Big talk about that. Yeast, no yeast. But generally there's not a lot of rising agent, so baking soda, that's about it. But otherwise...
So since you've been paleo for, what, how long? Quite a while now.
Well, coming up 3 years, roughly. I mean...
That's a long time.
Strictly for probably 1 year of it, but otherwise, yeah, on and off.
Side note, Rob is the most disciplined person I know. I could never stick to a diet for that long. But... Did it satiate your need for bread? Because obviously you haven't had normal bread for quite some time.
I'm slightly lucky in that I don't really love dairy, as crazy as that sounds. I've never been a big dairy fan. So it's more the dairy stuff that has been easy to avoid. Wheat, it's just something to sop things up sometimes. So you can still replace it with things, but I haven't really missed it that much, to be honest. And I think I originally did it for... skin reasons like eczema and things like that, getting rid of that sort of stuff.
Has it worked?
Definitely. Oh yeah, my eczema's completely gone, which is great, and
wow.
Sleeping better, being able to run further, things like that. So much fitter, happier, healthier lifestyle as a result. But you know, it's not necessarily for everyone. It's you know, case by case basis.
But for Rob Brown, it's worked.
It worked for me, definitely.
Yes, because you lost weight too, didn't you?
I lost about 20 something kgs. So yeah.
Wow.
Yep. No, it's good. It's been great for that. But, I mean, ultimately, the one biggest thing that I would say from eating paleo is that you have more energy. You just feel better. You don't feel sluggish. I actually just recently read an article about when you travel, you should always eat food on how you're going to feel afterwards. And that's... It really struck me with paleo that you tend not to feel heavy after any meal because you don't have anything that's overly processed or anything that's really starchy and heavy. Or you also don't have potatoes on the paleo diet as well, just to throw that in there.
I was just thinking the post-roast coma wouldn't happen.
No, not so much. No, I tend not to feel... You can eat until you're happy and then you stop and you don't feel all bloated and horrible after you've eaten all this bread and things like that. And even this bread that I've made, it's not that heavy that you can eat it and feel quite comfortable afterwards.
Wow. Okay, so Rob is clearly an advocate for paleo.
Absolutely.
It's worked for him, but as he said, not for everyone.
No.
Next, when we come back, Rob is going to tell us exactly what he thinks of the book Paleo Bread. I'm going to sample some, tee-hee-hee. And if you want to have a look at just how good the bread looks, you can head to The Breeze Nelson on Facebook. But in a moment, what he thought and your chance to win a copy. It is 11 to 9 on your easy morning wake up here on The Breeze, Nelson, where we're talking about paleo, the diet. It's taken the world by storm. Rob Brown, our Fifeshire House kitchen guru, has been working the paleo diet for 3 years now, which is why I roped him in, because I got sent a book called Paleo Bread. And if you're ever going to get somebody in Fifeshire House to test a recipe book, Rob is the man. What did you think of Paleo Bread?
Great book, really, really good. Really easy to follow. The instructions were quite simple. Probably not so much if it's your first time cooking, because there's no pictures or anything like that, no instructions on how to do certain steps, which a lot of cookbooks have. So it is slightly more advanced. However, it's split up into savoury breads, sweet breads, flatbreads, rolls, muffins and pizza dough, so sections like that, plus a lot of background information on the paleo diet itself. But ingredients were very easy to find. The good thing about paleo is they tend to be. There was only one recipe that had one thing that I wasn't familiar with, but other than that, really, really good.
So Rob has made a couple of the breads so that we could actually have a taste of them here in the studio this morning, and they are really yummy.
They're not bad.
I'm surprised, actually.
But you must be surprised that they're not quite bread looking, are they? They're, as you said, more
like a loaf.
So as long as that's the expectation people have, then you're not going to be disappointed when they don't rise into these beautiful billowing masses of wheat. It's a good bread though. It's delicious,
and
tasty.
The smell of that easy one, the easy bread, was just like brought back all these childhood memories. And the other one is what flavour? Banana?
What is it? It's a banana coconut cardamom bread.
And it's good.
Just a hint of cardamom, which is always nice, that little flavour in there.
So my tester for this as to whether it's a good book or not is to ask you the question, will you continue to work your way through that book?
Absolutely. I think looking through last night, I struggled to just pick two to be able to bake. I think I would actually make almost every single recipe in here, and I've already planned to do two more this week for something else on the weekend. So it's a good book. I would definitely recommend it.
Okay, I'm a little jaw drop because Rob is very, very, he's a harsh critic. If he doesn't like a book, he lets you know.
Yep.
So what would you give it out of 10?
I would give it a solid 9.5.
Whoa!
The only half I would say is because it is American, which I'm not holding against it, but all the temperatures, oven temperatures are in Fahrenheit, not Celsius.
All right.
So you've got to convert them, but there's a conversion table in there, not too difficult. But other than that, it's great. Pictures could probably help because, it's nice to have a picture or two in there. But other than that, really, really good.
Wow, 9.5 out of 10 after all that. That's impressive. So if you know somebody who's trying the paleo thing, this could be a good Christmas gift for them. If you would like to win yourself a copy, here's the really easy part. If you're a Facebooker, all you have to do is go on to That Breeze Nelson on Facebook, like us. We'd love that. But more importantly, either like or make a comment on the picture of Rob, and you'll be able to see the loaves that he created and a copy of the book as well. So if you are going out to buy a copy for somebody you'll know what to look for. But you could be in to win it, and I'll be drawing that one tomorrow morning here on The Breeze. Rob, thank you so much for taking the time and your kitchen time.
No problem at all. It was delicious.
We'll be back. We're going to go and eat some more of that. Oh, no, I'm not. I've got Breeze and Round Nelson to do. You can eat, Rob. I'll just do this.
I'll eat your bit too.